Hey guys, how you doing? It's KJ here from the scariest movie ever made and riggedreality.com. And I have something to show you here that literally gave me goosebumps when I first saw it, just a little while ago. And those of you familiar with my channel or my work may be surprised that someone like me could actually get goosebumps. I tend to delve into some pretty bizarre subjects at times. But even with that being said, this shook me. And we're going to dive into this a little bit, and I'm going to kind of explain why. What are we looking at? Well, I'm going to play the full thing out for you here in just a little bit. And I have to give proper credit to a very dear friend of mine here on YouTube and a fellow watcher, and that's Marishima 2012. He does some very interesting work himself. He finds some great things. And this is actually going to be the third video of his that has inspired me. So I've asked him a few times to mirror some of his work, and this right here is one of them. So great catch out there, buddy. And if you're not familiar with his work, please go check out his channel as well. You know, our world is not ruled by rules nor laws, but by signs and symbols. This is one of my favorite quotes of all time, and it's from Confucius. Though I believe in God and Jesus, and this is how I live my life, and I am opposed to religion, many Pharisees in this world, okay, but I do believe in a relationship. And though I have that relationship, I'm also a big fan of the study of Zen. Not Buddhism, but just kind of the Eastern philosophy of it, okay? So, and that also falls in line with kind of my interest in other language around us, the language, again, of signs and symbols. It's almost as if many, many years ago, all the way back to Babylon and beyond, that magicians and sorcerers created this language of signs and symbols and have placed it all around us in our world throughout the years, throughout the centuries. And so few people can see it. So few people are asleep. They knew what they were doing. They place these magical signs and symbols around us, and they know that most people aren't going to get it. Well, some of us do, and this is what I'm trying to do, is expose these things to you, and there's many of us out here who are doing this kind of work. And it's becoming easier, and that's what we're looking at right here. This right here actually popped up right in the middle of a baseball game on TV, okay? I'm going to play some of this out for you in a little bit just so you can kind of see it in its own context. You'll hear Marishima talking a little bit about it. And you're also going to hear the actual sportscasters comment on it, okay? So that way you're going to know this isn't a fake. Someone didn't just edit this thing in. This isn't anything like that. It's not photoshopped or anything like that, or whatever some of these people say. This is real. This happened. This popped up on live TV during the game, and you'll even hear the sportscasters comment. Why is this important? And why did this give me goosebumps? You know, this really kind of messed me up a little bit. It's becoming so blatantly obvious. This is the kind of stuff I've been doing for a long time. Again, check out my channel, some of my work. I get into a lot of the Illuminati, quote, Illuminati symbols, and that's what a lot of this stuff is. But essentially, these are the devil's fingerprints. You know, we are living in, as Alex Jones says, a prison planet. This is spiritual warfare that's taking place, okay? Same thing with crop circles. If you're not familiar with those, of course, I'm sure you've heard of them, but check them out. But, you know, there's been so much BS come out on crop circles. You know, every time you see something on a crop circle on TV, or, you know, I've seen it on Discovery or History Channel and things like this. The BBC does a lot of stuff on it, too. But it's never really promoting the idea that these are real messages. It's always showing the people who are out there faking them, okay? And, of course, that's a total psyop. I mean, a lot of these crop circles are real. They're real symbols and signs that are laid out there for us. There is, of course, a strong connection between aliens, as they say, and demonic activity, all right, and the fallen angels. And a lot of these crop circles we see, or these mysterious signs and symbols, you might not be able to understand it. I might not be able to understand it on just a conscious level. But on a subconscious level, this is spiritual language. And it's all around us. So right here we're seeing spiritual language as well. And this was on TV for all to see, okay? So I'm just going to pinpoint a few things. And, you know, I don't know all of this. Some of you guys might know some of this stuff as well. If you do, please leave it down there in the comments section. But here's some of the obvious ones. Right here at the top is the major one. That's the all-seeing eye, the famous Illuminati symbol. And great connections, of course, there with the Freemasons. Right here you've got the square and compass. Something you can look into as well. Is another one of the kind of a square and compass type symbols. We've got the caduceus right here. Really interesting history with the caduceus. It has very little to nothing to do with health and well-being and the medical community. The American Medical Association adopted that as their symbol like in the 60s, the 50s or the 60s. You can look that up. I was a medic, by the way, in the military. Not that I know all about the caduceus because of that, but I remember seeing that, and I've always been trained like everybody else to think, oh, it's, it has to do with medicine. I mean, it goes back to Greek mythology. There's a lot of interesting ideas behind it, but the whole idea that standing for health and well-being didn't come until the American Medical Association adopted it. In fact, there's even some interpretations of it meaning death. Okay, so these are things you can look up, things you can research and check out. And of course the serpents, There's also some interesting things right here, how this kind of looks like DNA, the DNA strands mixed up, the serpentine DNA. Kind of the same thing here going on, another form of a caduceus, but with the almost alien eyes up here, okay? So right there could be another possibility of the idea of the alien DNA mixed with ours. Another mixing right here of the serpentine DNA mixed with ours. And many of you have heard these theories and ideas as well. It also goes back to Noah, goes back to the Bible, or the days of Noah, goes back to the Bible and when the fallen angels mixed with humans and the whole idea of them mixing their DNA with ours. So there's some of that right here. Of course, here's the Eye of Ra right here, and that's very famous. We see that in a lot of music videos. Of course, that goes back to the Egyptian stuff, but, more importantly, back to the Illuminati. Well, a lot of times you'll see this one eye, the Eye of Ra, just like this, with the little circles right here, right? So, the Eye of Ra, another connection to the Illuminati. And here's some of the more obvious ones right here, of course. Here's the pentagram. Right over here, this stands for man. Whenever the star is in the circle in the middle, that's man. When it's upside down, that's the devil, Baphomet, whatever you want to call it. It's the pentagram. All-seeing eye again right here. Eight-pointed star, eight-pointed sun, or eight-pointed planet right here. That's oftentimes contributed to Nibiru, all right, or Planet X or Wormwood. I've had some videos. I think it's on my other channel, Scariest Movie Ever 111, where you can see a video about that right there. So you got these things, and again, you've got some of the more obvious ones I've pointed out to you right here. All-seeing eye by itself again. I thought this was really interesting right here, the hammer and the sickle. All right, and that's of course stands for communism. And you look, oops, there we go. And you look at all these things combined, and it's just crazy, because a lot of this stuff, like I said, these are all subjects that I've covered many times, all right, on my own videos and in my channel, and I'm not the only one. A lot of people are covering this information. We're living in a time right now where, everything's being revealed. The veil is being lifted. There is a real separation between the sheep and the goats, as they say, or the wheat and the tares, okay? So the truth is being revealed in a very, very big way right now, okay? And I think a lot of people's minds are opening up. A lot of people's spiritual eyes are opening up, and they're starting to see these things more and more and understand them. So like I said, there's a lot of symbols in here. You guys check it out for yourself. If you know what some of these things mean, have any ideas, then throw down. I think this has to do with the Rosicrucians right here myself. You got the Iron Cross right here on the cup, so could be, the Iron Cross goes back to the Nazis and even before that. Some kind of a catch-all there with religion, maybe the Catholics. I don't know. Some of this stuff I don't know. But some of it I do know for sure, and that's kind of what we're pointing out here. So let me go ahead and play this out a little bit for you, and we're going to check it out. But again, guys, there's some crazy times are coming. Like I said, check out my videos, check out some of my work, and a lot of the themes I cover, you're going to see right in here, okay? Even with the coming communist religion and government, the one world religion coming, the one world government, we got the Eye of Ra, the all-seeing eye, we got the Illuminati, we got the Masons, mixing of the DNA. It's all right there. So anyway, guys, let's check this out real quick, okay? And thanks again to Mirishima. Great capture.
I don't know what the cuss just happened, but I just happened to just flip through. I just turned on the TV. Wait till you see this. This is the most satanic collection of anything I've ever seen. Look, just watch. Oh, look at this.
You may not have heard the sportcaster. He just said, I have no idea what that means. Now listen to the next guy if you can hear this.
Yeah, I have no idea what that means. Me neither.
Now the other tool is like, apparently the baseball gods did know. Okay, so check this out.
Oh, I bet they do. What the... I just want the next 9 to... They do.
Then it's just back to business as usual, back to the ball game, and I mean, it's no coincidence that this happened on a Major League Baseball game. I'm not a huge fan of sports myself, played them all through school. I do like watching some of the UFC fights, I have to admit, but I don't like the whole idea of this organized sports thing. I'm okay with people playing them, that's great. I like to play them too, But worshiping sports the way so many do, I've never been a fan. I just can't sit around watching baseball, basketball, football, stuff like this. And again, if you do, I'm not hating on you. It's just not my thing. You know what I mean? I just feel like it's bread and circus type stuff. It's just another big distraction. So it's kind of perfect that something like this would pop up right in the middle of a Major League Baseball game. Most people didn't see it. They saw it for a second and thought, well, hell, that was weird. And as soon as the game started up again, it's like, hey, fetch me a beer. I mean, that's what we're looking at, guys. So we have to pay attention to the signs and symbols all around us. This is spiritual language, and it's actually happening now. And it really kind of creeped me out, like I said, when I first saw this, because it's becoming so more blatant and in your face, man. The time is near. I mean, the harvest is here, and we're going to start seeing more and more of this kind of stuff, okay? So it's on you. I can't force anybody to believe this kind of stuff. I personally can only lead you to the water. You have to choose to drink for yourself, but I'm really hoping this is opening up some of your minds and your eyes out there, some of the people who are still, quote, asleep, because like I said, the world's changing real soon, and it's changing fast right before our eyes, and the spiritual language has been around for forever, since the very beginning, and now, in the times we're living in, it's really starting to be revealed. All right, so thanks again, you guys. Keep your mind open, keep your eyes open, stay aware, and we'll talk to you soon.